Hi guys, yeah, I'm back out here again. Yeah, we have sun today, but it's still pretty cold. It's just above freezing, I think. So it's still pretty chilly out. We still have winter. Um, Seems like we will for a little while still. We've even had some days of snow, not much snow, but just enough to remind us that winter is still around. So that's all right. Don't mind. Not here to talk about that. Of course, this isn't the weather channel. It's a pipe channel. Yeah, so I'm smoking another new tobacco. You already know that from the title. Yeah, my titles never leave a secret. You always know what you're getting yourself into, I think. But that's all right. It's a new tobacco done by Per Jensen. It's another one of his lines in the bird line. And that's why I'm here at this spot. But let me talk about the tobacco first, and then I'll show you what this place is. It's a bit strange, I think. Let me light up again before I show you this tobacco. Okay. That's better. So it's a eccentric. Yeah, see if you can see that. I can't see too well. Bright and reflective out here. So they're all nice looking tins. They all have some kind of bird on the front, nice colors, interesting interesting artwork and strange names. This one's Eccentric. So it's the signature series by Georg. Let me read to you on the back so you know what this tobacco is, what it says. It's often interesting what they say on the back of the tins if they have descriptions. I like to read them because it seems like more often tobaccos don't have descriptions anymore on the tins. You have to go online or somewhere else to try to find any kind of description of the tobacco. But also keeping in mind that sometimes the descriptions on the back of these tins or packages or whatever are a bit on the misleading side too, at least in the sense that they're a bit of advertising, and advertising is, as we know, made not to inform the consumer, but to keep them uninformed. So that's by design, I think, by the advertising business and how their marketing works. Anyways, let me read this. It says, if I can, it's very small, and the first word will let you know what this tobacco really is, and I'll get to that in a minute. It says, Latakia takes the front seat and makes itself present throughout the smoke. Red Virginia is the base component, combined with Katerini Orientals, adding a more subtle spice to the blend. A special Virginia is blended with light Burley tobacco. The first impression of this plug cut, it's a plug cut, I'll show you, is a smoky note with Virginia sweetness and spices from the Katerini tobacco, all mixing for your pleasure. And so I think that's a really good description of this tobacco. it's really a Latakia blend all the way around. Everything else is just there to keep the Latakia settled down a little bit, keep the flavors blended, add a little bit more texture, a little bit more sense to the blend, some sweetnesses, some spices, just to kind of offset the really deep, rich, smoky notes of the Latakia in the blend. Now, like I said, or like this said, as a plug, so here's what's left of the plug. Yeah, so you can see that. It's about half gone. But I took some photos when I first opened it, just so I could have record of really what it looked like and how I rub it out a little bit. So I'll put those into the video so you guys can see that. So this tobacco is really smoky. It's really like barbecue smoke, some leather note, just rich smokiness is really what you get. The typical Latakia. I'm not sure if I would call this Latakia bomb, because there are different components to it. But if you're not into Latakia at all, this is not going to be for you, because it's definitely the main component. Like it says, it takes the front seat. It's really the driver of the blend, I think. But on the other side of the argument, because there are Virginias and Orientals in there, and the way they're done, it does keep the tobacco back a little bit and gives it some interesting sweetness and spicy notes in there as well, to kind of harness in the tobacco and keep it from going too much towards the Latakia side. So if you're really into just Latakia and nothing else getting in the way, this is also not going to be a good blend for you, because there's a lot of more dimension to it than just that. So I wouldn't call it just a Latakia blend either, but it is on that side of the street, the Latakia side. So keep that in mind if you're thinking about picking up some of these 10s or A10, something like that. But it's a good tobacco, but you have to be into Latakia somewhat, at least, to enjoy this. And for me, it's a little bit too much Latakia for me, but I can smoke it. I have a pretty wide range of tobacco tastes, and so it doesn't bother me too much. But that's not exactly what I go for. But that's all right. It's not my opinion here. I'm just want to give you guys a heads up on what kind of tobacco this is and what you're going to get when you smoke it. So this place here, we're in southwest Portland, way southwest, and that's where they're doing some building sites and building some homes and building some apartments all around this area. Of course, everywhere it's growing, cities are growing, and they have to expand, where people can live. And so they're expanding this area here, and there's lots of parks around. And so part of this park, they're creating kind of a bird sanctuary, or even a wildlife sanctuary to some degree on a small scale. They're maintaining some creeks, some small waterways, and and then they're leaving these strange trees. Yeah, I don't know if you can even still call them trees. There's not much on them. They look, it looks scary, almost like trees from the edge of Mordor or something. They look devastated. Anyways, they're meant to be like that, designed to be like that for different types of birds. And on the pole behind me, you can see they even have some bat homes, some bat boxes. I can show you closer, and maybe you can see on the front of it, it even has a sign of a bat on it. I'm not sure if you can see that in the video, but I'll try to show you. But anyways, this place around here is, yeah, it's very interesting. I haven't seen anyone attempt to try to do this before, to kind of integrate into a park setting this close. A place for birds, bats, and at the top they have a box and kind of a screen area for a bird of prey to make a nest there, like an osprey or I don't know if a hawk would do that, or an eagle or something, but because there are some small rivers nearby where they could feed, and the wild lands around the area that they kept, and they kept the houses to a certain perimeter so that they could maintain wildlife within the city. And of course, Portland is known for doing that. It has the largest, I think, the largest park, green space park, which is woods and trails inside the city limits. I don't remember how large it is. It's called Forest Park, but it's huge. It has I think hundreds of miles of trail in it. But yeah, I don't remember offhand, but so Portland is known for maintaining as much wildlife in the city and around the city as much as possible, and keeping the growth from expanding into certain areas, which I think is a good thing. Anyways, let me show you this little park that they're adding real quick. Sorry about that. Yeah, so behind me, those are bat boxes, and then they have something to keep the predators away at the bottom, and then bat boxes, and then at the top, I think you can see a platform for birds of prey. So yeah, and they have all these different trees, and they're building a place yeah, for people here too, so they can come and, I don't know, watch the animals, or just get something to eat, or relax, something, take a walk. And they're putting in all these pathways, yeah, so people can at least immerse themselves or interact, at least in a small way, with the wildlife around here. At least be close to it, which I think is a good thing when you're, when you're living in houses. See, there's houses up behind me being built, and those people will have a place to take walks and enjoy the outside and enjoy the wildlife around them. So yeah, so I think that's it. Don't want to make this too long and drawn out. Yeah, I hope you guys are well. Hope you guys are staying warm if you're getting winter weather, and yeah, not getting too harsh of weather. I know it's been somewhat cold in some places, and we've been getting some cold weather here too, but yeah, not too bad. Pretty typical winter weather. So yeah, and hope you're enjoying a good pipe, some good tobacco, whatever it is. And if you don't mind some Latakia, try the new blend from Per Jensen, and see what you think. So anyways, you guys take care, and we'll talk to you soon.